What's good? What's up, people? How y'all doing? It's your boy Kelvin back at y'all once again, man. From behind the bench, salute to everybody, man. Hope y'all doing well. All right, I'm gonna speak real quick about this Tyreek Hill situation. I know everybody done talked about it the last few days. I just want to look at it from a different angle and just give people some advice from a different point of view. Now, we've all seen the video and what happened where Tyreek Hill was on his way to the game and he got pulled over and the shouting match and all that type of stuff. We already seen all that. But I will say this, man. Tyreek Hill handled that situation very, very poorly, and he looked like a complete idiot. And I'm just telling y'all, if any young black people that's listening to this video, if you have any kind of interaction with the police officers, do not act like Tyreek Hill. Do not act like a complete idiot. Act like a responsible adult. Now, let me explain to you how you prevent all of this from happening. A situation like a Tyreek Hill. First off, Tyreek Hill, if he was a smart, responsible adult, he knows what time he has to be at the stadium. He is headed to work. He knows how far he lives from the stadium. He would leave his house on time. That way he don't have to be speeding. Now, if Tyreek Hill was not speeding, guess where those police officers are going to be at? They're going to be stuck on that motorcycle that we're all looking at on the screen right now. They would be still on their motorcycle. And he would have drove by and he went on to work and caught a touchdown pass and danced and everything would have been fine. All of this was caused by him because A, he did not leave his house in time. That way he didn't have to be speeding. B, you were speeding. When you speed, you are putting other drivers at risk. So the police officers, if they catch you, they're going to pull you over. Everyone knows that. I don't care where you live at in America. There is a speed limit. If you go over the speed limit and the cops catch you, they're going to pull you over. And when they pull you over, do not act like Tyreek Hill. Act like a responsible adult. All Tyreek Hill had to do was say, hey, I apologize. I'm headed to work. I'm running late. And here's my ID. Here's my information, insurance, or whatever. If Tyreek Hill would have been nice and acted like a competent adult, the police officers probably would have let him go. They would be like, all right, man, just slow down a little bit. Good luck to you at the game. He could have gave them some tickets or something. And a few weeks down the line, it could have been a photo op, him taking a picture with a police officer, and everything would have been cool. It would have been a 5-10 minute, interaction with the police officers. If he wouldn't have acted like a complete jackass, just act like an adult, keep your window down, and everything would have been cool. But no, Tyreek Hill speeding, so they pull him over. As he gets pulled over, he barely rolls his window down, gives him his license, and he start yapping off at the mouth. Don't do this, bro. Here's what you gotta do, bro. And then he roll up the window. Bro, you already know that. Black people in America, we not comfortable with police officers and stuff like that. We need to do everything possible to keep the situation calm, to keep the police officers calm. That way, it don't turn into something tense, and it limits our interaction with the police officer. But no, he talks stupid and crazy. He roll up his window. The police officer asked him twice, hey, bro, just let the window down. He wouldn't do it. And so what happens? They yank his ass up out the car, and he gets handcuffed and the shout match and all that old type of stuff. Now, I'm not saying the police officer should have been yelling or whatever, but the brunt of the responsibility goes to Tyreek Hill, bro, because he acted stupid. All he had to do was just act right. But no, he want to act like a spoiled, entitled jackass and a dummy, and he could have got his ass kicked. And let me just tell y'all, anybody who listening, if you do the same thing Tyreek Hill did, the police officer might pull your ass up out the car and kick your ass. Now, I'm not saying it's right, if they do that. But I'm telling you, you agitate a police officer and you don't do what they ask you to do, and they ask you multiple times to do something very simple, like keep your damn window down, and your dumb ass can't do it, bro, they gonna yank you up out the car, and it might turn into something violent. Now, luckily, Tyreek Hill is Tyreek Hill. He is who he is. He is a star football player, and they let him make it. But people, I'm telling you, whoever hear this message, me and you, we might not make it. You know, it might turn into something violent, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate it's that way, but, bro, we have to go over the top to keep the situation calm and peaceful. All you have to do is respect the police officers, do what they ask you to do, keep the conversation short, and they go their way and you go your way. I promise you, you know, as I've gotten older and I'm matured, and as I think back to the bad situations that I've had dealing with police officers, the situations could have been avoided if I would have took care of my business on the front end. I wouldn't have to have any type of interaction with the police officer. And I've had a couple bad run-ins with police officers. I had a situation where I was on a dark road and got pulled over, and I was talking smart to a police officer, and I got out the car, he pulled a damn taser and put it to the back of my neck, was about to shock my ass, you know. But luckily, I thought about what my old man taught me growing up as far as dealing with police officers. Get out of the situation alive and handle them in the courtroom if they get out of line. And that clicked in my head before the situation got worse. But all that could have been avoided if I would have did what I was supposed to have been doing ahead of time. And this is my advice to anybody that's listening to this video. Take care of your business ahead of time. Don't be speeding. Just abide by the law. Be a law-abiding citizen, and your interaction with the police officers is going to drop. Over the last 10 to 15 years, I think I've been pulled over by a police officer 3 times. And 2 times it's happened in the last couple months because I was working out of town. But when I got pulled over, guess what? I was nice, respectful. One of them was dealing with a lady, Hispanic lady, a police officer. She pulled me over. I asked her why. She said because I didn't completely stop at a stop sign or whatever. And I was like, okay. I gave her my ID, insurance. I was very nice and courteous. And because I was nice, respectful, and courteous, yes ma'am, no ma'am, guess what? She gave me a little warning and I went on about my business. It was about a 5-minute stop. Why? Because I acted like I had some damn sense. I didn't act stupid. I didn't say, what you going, man? Why you effing with me, man? You know what I'm saying, bro? And all that type of stuff. No. That police officer, if I would have acted stupid, it could have turned into something violent or stupid. But because I acted like I had some sense, it was a 5-minute warning, and I went on about my business. Another time I got pulled over about a month and a half ago, an officer said, hey, you forgot to turn on your turning signal. And I think this officer might have been looking for something, but it didn't matter. I am a law-abiding citizen. I was very nice and respectful. I gave my ID, my insurance. He looked at it. He ran my information. He came back 5 minutes later. All right, you good to go. Just make sure when you turn your turning signal. I said, all right, have a good night. And he said to me, have a good night. And I went on about my business. And before that, I had got pulled over by a police officer probably about 6-7 years. Why? Because I am a responsible adult and I handle my business ahead of time. And so what that does, it prevents interaction with the police officer. You know what Kwame Brown say on his live? He be saying, I'm a sidewalk nigga, which means I'm a law-abiding citizen. Well, I'm a sidewalk nigga. I take care of my business. I am a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. And guess what? I don't have any issues with the cops. The cops are not out hunting, looking for you. I promise you. All the bad interactions I had, 99% of them was caused by me, by something I did. You know, I didn't handle my business. I was speeding. I let my insurance expire. Or I'm driving with my driver's license expired. Or I'm doing something stupid. which caused the police to pull me over, and I say something stupid, and they say something stupid, and here we go. It turned to something, it don't have no business being. But all of that could have been avoided and prevented if I would just took care of my business as a responsible adult ahead of time and just abide by the law. And the police officers ain't gonna mess with you. I promise you, black folks, man. I promise you. I've had run-ins with the law. I understand. But when I started to take care of my business, cops don't even mess with me. I see a cop somewhere and I have no fear of them. If they pull me over now, they just wasting their time. Why? Because I handle my business. My license is good. My insurance is good. Registration up to date. This is my car. I own it. It's in my name. I'm working. I pay taxes. And that's that. No police is out to hunt me. Ain't no racism and all of that type stuff. Cop ain't looking to whoop my ass or kill me or nothing like that. I just live my life and do my thing. I'm telling you, over the last 10 or 15 years, I got pulled over 3 times. And twice was the last couple months because I was working out of town. And the interaction with the police officer was very short, about 5 minutes. I went on about my life. And Tyreek Hill, the situation that he had, it could have been the same way. But he acted like a complete dummy, and it turned into something, crazy, and it could have been worse because he didn't take care of his business ahead of time. People, y'all have jobs, y'all going to work. You know what time you got to be at work. Take care of your business the night before. Tell your ass to bed. That way you can get up on time, and that way you don't have to be speeding going to work. If you're not speeding, then guess what? Cop ain't gonna mess with you. Make sure you got a valid driver's license. Make sure your registration up to date. Take care of your business up front, and it prevents interaction with the police officer. I promise you. Yes, it's some bad cops out there. And they can be bad or whatever. But taking care of your business, you're gonna keep riding on by. And guess what? You're gonna lead them police officers right on this motorcycle. And that is the goal. That when you see a police officer on a motorcycle, you leave their ass on a motorcycle. You ain't doing nothing wrong where they gotta be following you, making a U-turn and follow. You leave their ass on a motorcycle just like we see on this screenshot right here. And if Tyreek Hill would have took care of his business, those police officers would have been sitting their ass right on this motorcycle. Right there, looking at traffic, and Tyreek Hill would have drove by and went on to work. So the goal is, people, what I'm saying is, handle your business ahead of time. That way, it limits your interaction with the police officer. Be a responsible, law-abiding citizen, adult. And the cops will leave you alone. You can just drive on by. You know what I'm saying? But do not be like Tyreek Hill. Do not be a dummy like him. Because guess what? Your situation may end up worse. They might pull you out their car and kick your ass. It might not end up like that. So just be a respectful, law-abiding citizen. And I promise you, the percentages of you having to talk or deal with a police officer drops dramatically, almost to 0, damn near. I promise you. I know, I'm a living witness. But that's all I got to say, man. Salute to y'all. I'm up out of here.